Hello, super quick intro. Today I'm going to be showing you the simplest, easiest to follow route through solving the Hanayama Baroq puzzle. Then I'm going to show you the reverse of those moves so you can put it back in its original position. And without further ado, let's crack on with that solution. Okay, so here we have a fully assembled Baroq puzzle. To make it easy to follow along to, I'm going to keep one of these two pieces in the same position pretty much the whole time. I'm going to be moving the other piece around that piece. First of all, we need to identify which bit is going to stay still, and you'll probably notice, or you may have noticed, that each piece has an engraving on it. One of them has a Hanayama engraving on it, and the other has a Baroq engraving on it here. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see that on camera, but there is a Baroq engraving just in there. We want to focus on the piece that has the Hanayama engraving on it. We're going to turn it over so the Hanayama engraving is facing down, and the puzzle starts off in this position here. So that's where we are going to start. So this piece is the Hanayama piece, and what we're going to do is we're going to be moving the Baroq piece around that Hanayama piece. So first of all, we're going to come around into this groove. We're going to drop the Baroq piece down, and then we're going to turn around this corner, and then we're going to jump over into that bottom gap. And we can then do a very, very slick move where we swap piece for piece, or we swap gaps. So we're going to lay them flat down into here, and we can then just turn and flip over into this position, which is a very, very nice move. We're then going to come back around that end piece of the end of the Hanayama piece, and to see the next moves more easily, we're going to turn the whole puzzle around to here, and we're going to keep feeding that Baroq piece all the way down to the bottom gap here, and then we're going to go over and onto the tail in here. From here, we are going to invert the Baroq piece, and we can then use this flat surface here to slide back on to that gap there. Once we're here, we've got a very slick move to do again. So we're going to do it slowly. We're going to turn out, and we're going to tilt that Baroq piece slightly so that the thin axis of that piece there, plus the gap out here, can slide out to here. So that's a very small movement, but we're going from here to here. And what we can then do is lay both pieces down like this, and we just separate both pieces from there, and that is how we disassemble the Baroq puzzle. And to reassemble the Baroq puzzle, first of all, we need to identify which piece is which is again a bit easier now because each piece isn't getting in the way of the other. So you can see the Hanayama engraving here, you can see the Baroq engraving here, or you might be able to. Again, we're going to be keeping the Hanayama piece still, but we want the piece with the Hanayama engraving on facing down, and we want the tail facing this way to start with. So tail of the Hanayama piece, Hanayama engraving is underneath here. We then take the Baroq piece, and we're going to line it up so that it fits perfectly together with that Hanayama piece. And we're then going to turn so that the tail of the Baroq piece is coming up into this position. You can turn it down, but you can't get any further with reassembling the puzzle. So we come tail up into this position, and then we're going to invert it slightly, or turn it on an angle, the Baroq piece, and we're going to slide back into that bottom gap of the Hanayama piece. Then we're going to use this flat surface in here to slide back out onto the tail of the Hanayama piece. We're going to flip the Baroq piece all the way around to here, and we're then going to come into that bottom gap of the Hanayama piece. We're going to come over the top into this bit here. And we're then going to flip the whole puzzle around so it's easier to see the next moves. We're going to carry on turning around the head of the Hanayama piece. And from here, we just reverse that very slick sort of pass move. So we lay them flat down, and we pass it on to this position here. From here, we're going to pass the Baroq over this piece here, which definitely is the tightest move to get. You have to be in exactly the right position to get to here, and then we simply turn around this corner. We use this groove to lift the Baroque piece back into this position. We turn it out so they are in line with each other, and that is how we reassemble the Baroque puzzle. So there it is. That is how you solve, or how you disassemble and then reassemble the two Baroque puzzle pieces. It's one of my personal favorites, not from a looks perspective, I don't think it looks great, but the solution and the moves required to say that it's only two pieces, some of those twist movements that you've just seen and then sort of pulling them through, and then that final position is very satisfying. I really, really like the solution for this one. And hopefully you do as well, and hopefully this has helped you solve the Baroque puzzle for yourself. If you want to see me struggle through the Baroque puzzle for the first time, or you want to see some step-by-step solutions to any of these other Hanayama puzzles, then be sure to click my face just here to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace!